Hello and welcome to TheArteagan Flight 001. This is your captain speaking. If you are traveling through another dimension, you are in the right seat. A dimension not only of sight and sound and mind, but a journey into a wondrous new vibratory frequency. We'd now like to tell you about some important safety features of this aircraft. The most important safety feature we have aboard this aircraft is your attention. Please buckle up, everyone. It is going to be a thrilling ride.
Hello, lovelies. Welcome to another beautiful week of life. Welcome to this week's Psychic Astrology. I am your Madam President of TheArteagan and your favorite witchy Auntie Natalie, spelled N-A-T-A-L-E-E. It really is a beautiful week of life this week. You're going to feel it. You're going to really feel it in some area of life, specifically the Leo area of life, but you're going to be feeling it all around. We have, beginning the week on Sunday, Mercury moving into the sign of Cancer. Now, this is such a big deal. You will have felt finally a veil of cloudy murkiness has been lifted in the Geminian area of life. That has been the area that has just been fraught with vagueness, ambiguity, confusion, maybe even trickery and deception. And now when I say deception, this isn't just a straight out lie saying I am wearing polka dots today and I'm obviously wearing stripes. This is even deception such as lying by omission, by saying something that is true, but not really what you're talking about or not really addressing the question. Also lying by just allowing people to think things or allowing them to come to conclusions on their own when you know that there's more information that they would need to make a decision. It's like all, just get into all the little nooks and crannies of that and that Geminian space. And so Sunday, it's just a wonderful lift. It's just a wonderful, the vibe just changes. And now we are, number one, more comfortable with trusting our intuition. And number two, we're more inspired to communicate from our heart space. We're more inspired to just like trust it, just trust that speaking from the heart is going to be exactly what's needed in the moment, because that's the truth. That is what's going to be most needed in the moment. It's just that your capacity to do that will meet the situation head on. And so that's what we've got from Sunday. And once Mercury gets into Cancer, they're going to like zip through Cancer, because at the end of the month is when we have Mercury entering the sign of Leo, and then they will make some epic conjunctions, as well as meeting the sun in the sign of Leo. So it's going to be like the next the next 2.5 weeks actually. So Mercury enters Leo the 27th of the month, that is Tuesday. So it's going to be so fast, Mercury in Cancer. So you really do want to take advantage of that and take advantage of having this boost for your intuition. And this week especially, if you want to tap into energetically some information or some knowledge or some insight or even more clarity, you can use your intuitive faculty to do that and get there, have the conversations, have the thought processes, have your own downloads getting into your consciousness and giving you the intel and the information that you need to make whatever decisions that you need to make. We also have, as we start the week on Sunday, Mercury in Cancer just having entered Cancer, trining Jupiter in Pisces. So this is that energy of compassion, optimism, hope, creativity, ascending to a higher level of spirituality, maybe even taking a dip into other dimensions, astral traveling, becoming more open-minded to remote viewing, to past lives, past life regression, astrology, tarot, what have you. So the more you expand those frontiers, the more your own knowledge and information receptors will expand along with it. So it's really a great metaphor for parents and children that, when you have small children and they're talking to you about whatever they're talking to you about, where they are in their intelligence and in their process of maturation. So you can feel out when they're ready for like that next clue, that next bit of information, or that next sign. And so the universe and the truth that's really out there, it sort of works in the same way, and it works perfectly individualistic to our unique individual experience here on earth as souls incarnated into this body, into the incarnational regression cycle. So, okay, guys, now I just like, oh. So that's Mercury trining Jupiter. And, you know, so there could be something coming together for you philosophically, how you're seeing the world, how you are perceiving reality. And it comes together in a really nice way. Thank goodness. Monday is pretty, well, okay, not pretty quiet. Monday, we do have the moon in Leo conjuncting Venus and Mars in Leo. So, you know, this is right on the heels of Tuesday when Venus perfects in her conjunction to Mars in the sign of Leo. So so it's going to start earlier. It's going to start Monday. And this is kind of energy throughout the whole week. We're having this energy where it's like we know what to pledge our allegiance to because we know what our heart wants. We know what our heart needs in order to feel validated, in order to feel loved and secured and cherished and valued. And so this conjunction between the lovebirds, Venus and Mars, and then with the moon coming in, and it's a waxing, gaining in light moon. You're writing the story in the book as it's going on. It's not that the story of your life is already written and you're just reading it back over. You're writing new things because you have free will choice. So that's always how it is here. Like you guys will always be using these energies according to your free will choice, your own personal volition. And so what I'm getting with this is that you are just going to know what you are loyal to in your heart. And so that's all you have to worry about. If you guys caught my live stream on the 9th Friday for the new moon in Cancer, this is easy peasy. This new moon, the next, 2 weeks to 30 days is going to be so easy if you just listen to yourself, if you listen to your intuition, follow your heart. And there's so much energy that supports the information getting into you from the cosmos. And when I say the cosmos, it's not like some far away outer space thing. Like, you are the cosmos. The cosmos is right here, right here. So it's only you have to go very far. You just have to put your attention onto it, because whatever you put your attention onto, that's where the energy goes, and that's what grows. That's what becomes bigger and bigger. So if you are obsessing about something that happened in the past, that's just going to become a bigger and bigger issue for you, and you might overinflate your sense of importance in that moment, or you know what I'm saying? It just distorts things. So anyway, what you want to focus on is you want to focus on growing the abundance and growing the feelings of love and growing a certain knowingness that you are living in the truth, that you are living in a reality that is something that you can trust. You're building structures in your life that you can trust, that you want to live in. You don't want to build a house that doesn't work. Things are all broken and it's shoddy materials and it's just poor craftsmanship, and try to live in that house and things are always breaking and you're always stressed out and it's just one thing after another. You want to build structures in your life that when you walk in, you just relax and you don't have to think about the million things that need to be repaired or that are broken, or where to go around because it's going to sink in, and what to avoid because it's about to fall down at any moment. No, and that's just, like I said, an example. It's a metaphor for this thing happening in your life, or these things that are happening in your life. They're your relationships. They're your relationships with your children, with your spouses, with your friends, with different members of your family, with your coworkers. It's you feeling treasured and valued in the money that you're earning, feeling valued in the relationships that you're in, and just it has nothing to do with what you're doing for them, unless it is transactional, unless it is I'm working very hard and I deserve to be compensated appropriately. But aside from that, this is being appreciated for all that you are and everything that you are, without anything else, without any extra. Well, just you being you. Who likes that? Who cherishes that? Who makes you feel I can just be myself? That should be your family. That should be your friends. It should be the people that you choose to be around by choice. It might be a little bit high expectation to have that on family, unless it's a family that you built, where you went out and found a spouse and had children, or didn't have children, or you had your fur babies. But if it's the one that you're born into, I would adjust your expectations, because you chose this family on a soul level. not necessarily on a conscious level like you do your friends, so, or the spouse that you choose to be with. So the reasons why you chose this family may not be to be loved and cherished and valued. It may be to define yourself against what you are not. It may be to overcome and learn certain karmic lessons about people or about yourself or about family dynamics, whatever it happens to be. So I just want to put that like in an appropriate perspective for you guys. Tuesday is the conjunction between Venus and Mars in the sign of Leo. So again, this whole week, there should be a huge lift, a huge bonus, a huge just like happy, you need to be feeling loved and cherished and valued and respected and applauded and, pat on the back, well done you. You've got to be feeling that in some area of your life. Tuesday especially, but the whole week you should be feeling uplifted and optimistic and good about yourself. Leo is about self-esteem. It's about your own vision, your own creative vision. So whether this week is very creative for you in terms of artistic ability, or if it's creative in terms of your progeny and your children and sexual creativity, or if it happens to be more creative in the spiritual realm and you are making different energy patterns with your imagination or your astral traveling, you're exploring the different states of consciousness or whatever it happens to be, you are divinely supported in exploring and furthering your capabilities in all these areas. On Wednesday, we have a major aspect. We have the Sun in Cancer trining Neptune in the sign of Pisces, which is retrograding. So again, this Neptune rules the higher dimensions and it's bigger spirituality, like that oneness, that connection to like everything and everyone. So with the Sun connecting to Neptune, what I love about this energy is that it's very spiritualizing for the ego. So, let me know in the comments below if anyone has a Sun Neptune aspect in your natal chart. If you have Sun square Neptune, conjunct Neptune, sextile, whatever, opposing Neptune, whatever it happens to be. And let me know how you guys are experiencing this transit, because it's going to heighten whatever you already are. So with Neptune, that could be spirituality, that could be creativity, very artistic and very, very imaginative. And by the way, if you are artistic, if you're an artist, if you are in the realm of creativity where you are creative for work or for play or for fun, you are actually tapping into a very special, unique frequency of the creative realms that is of the creator. So if you want to tap into anything, basically, all of the energy is just, think of Neptune, think of Pisces. The energy is very porous. There's no boundary. It's just blends into the next thing. It just morphs. It's like a mist, and you just kind of like, no, it's like a cloud or something. You don't realize that you're going into a cloud. You just all of a sudden look around, you just can't see anything. That's perfect. Thank you. That's perfect. Exactly what this energy is like. This entire week with this Neptune and Piscean energy, just always think of that. Keep that in your mind, the cloud, that you see the cloud up ahead, and then it just gets like misty like a fog. And then before you know it, you just can't see anything. That's exactly what this energy is. So, except instead of being lost and not being able to see anything, you have the higher guidance of your own internal divinity. Inside every single one of us, we have that internal compass. And all you have to do is feed it, nurture it, allow it to grow, and use it. Use your intuition. Let it prove you correct. And when it's incorrect, look to see where you have been fed disinformation. That's the only time when your intuition will ever be incorrect. So it's worth it. It's worth to invest in, so that when things may be a little bit nebulous, it's something that's going to help you move through that energy. What I also like about this Wednesday energy is that it does soften the ego, because the Sun is the ego. Now, a few days later on Saturday, that same Sun in Cancer will oppose Pluto in Capricorn. So it's very important that whatever is happening Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, that you maintain that high vibration, that you hold on to the very best of whatever you're getting out of life, whatever you're getting out of your situations, and whatever good feelings that you're riding on, keep riding them high, so that by the time you get to Saturday, if there is an ego bruising or a power struggle or a big decision or anything that you're doing a part of, you have to take a course, you have to pick a direction, you have to look at some information being brought to light. and make a very mature decision from there, that you're doing it from a place of authenticity and that you're not doing it from a place of an unhealthy ego, because that could trip some people up. It's also the quarter moon on Saturday. So on Wednesday with the sun trining Neptune, you really want to use it to soften those ego boundaries and really spiritualize the ego, so that you're not living in a human place. That human part of you has to transcend, and you have to use that spiritual evolution, and where your humanity meets your divinity, and move that point up a little bit more to a place that allows you more freedom. Because these Plutonian energies, if that is jealousy, resentment, fears, shame, guilt, manipulation, paranoia, that is the world you're making for yourself. That is the cage that you are living within. And all the while, you're going to think that it's another person. You're going to think it's the situation. You're going to think it's the government. You're going to think it's the school that you go to. You're going to project your power issues onto your spouse, onto your children, your authority at the dean at school, the officers, whatever you're projecting it onto. You're going to project it though, and you're not going to own it yourself. You're just going to feel like you're victimized, like you're going to feel like you're being disempowered by something or someone, and it's not going to be the case. It's going to be your projections, and you're going to sort of stay in your discomfort, is the lightest way to put it. This is very much, that jealous spouse that it's like they're driving themselves crazy watching you talk to someone else. And Gemini partners can be kind of like that, where Geminis love fresh new faces, Aquariuses love fresh new faces, and it's very superficial. And spouses could get so jealous and get really eating up inside, projecting those worries and fears. That's just like a weird random example. But so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, beautiful energy. Go with it. Live in that exalted state of euphoria and hold on to it, because it's very special. And like I said, you're writing new pages in your life. You're writing a new timeline for yourself. And so focus on that good feeling and holding on to it. On Thursday, the moon in Libra will square this Mercury in Cancer. So, finishing up Wednesday. So we have the moon in Virgo making a trine to Uranus and Taurus. Very nice for starting something new. It's very nice for writing that new page from a new opportunity coming in for yourself. Opposing Neptune in Pisces and trining, actually making a grand Earth trine, but also trining the Pluto retrograding in Capricorn. So these are manifesting energies. Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, Earth energies manifesting what is physically in our physical realm, and what are we creating in this physical realm from the creative realms, from the spiritual realms, from the formative realms, is when it comes down into the physical. So there can be something really coming down to earth on Wednesday, but it's from this more divine place within you, and you sort of like driving your avatar to have the conversations and have the truthful, honest conversations to manifest the specific things that you do want in your life. Now we get to Thursday. This is when the moon ingresses into Libra in the morning, then makes that square to Mercury in the sign of Cancer. So there can be a little bit of the crunch here. It's not a big crunch. It's just something more along the lines of, you may feel like you do want to say a little bit more of how you feel, or a little bit more honesty, or a little bit more authenticity, express how you really feel. And it may just not be the right moment or the right situation, or it may not be appropriate. You might be in a place that it's like not the right time, it's not the right place, it's not the right person maybe. And so you might just feel a little bit like you do have to kind of hold it back. But I don't feel like it's holding it back forever, or like never saying something. I really do feel like it's just holding it back like momentarily, or just recognizing something about the day or about what you're doing. This can also be a little bit hard or difficult in terms of organizing or more administrative. It might be a little bit difficult, or it might be more like you're ready to go and your work is like you're getting your work done on time and everything's fantastic, but there's like a coworker or there's someone sort of holding up the process, and you're not going to make a big deal about it. You're not going to go tell them how to do their job or tell them to hurry up or anything like that. So you kind of have to and just let them get it done when they're going to get it done. It's more like that. It's not a big deal. Not a big deal. And then Friday, we have that moon in Libra, trining Saturn in Aquarius, retrograde, and sextiling Mars in Leo. I really like this energy. Friday, going into the weekend, this energy on Friday, that Libra moon is loving this Saturn retrograding in Aquarius. So this area, this Aquarian area of your life is where you're needing to make measured success, measured differences. This is the area that you are very measured, is like what I'm getting so strongly for you guys, is that, you know, Uranus and Taurus, the Taurus area of your life all this year, it's like change, liberation, let's do the different thing, let's just like go balls to the walls and just make these sweeping changes to our lives and just live life to the fullest and be completely free 100% immediately as soon as possible. And then that square to Saturn all year, this is, you know, the June and July is the second hit, is the one that's going, slow your roll, let's do this in a measured way, let's take baby steps, let's count our everything, let's take a look at our budget, let's make sure that we have the resources, let's make sure that all the troops are in place before we just launch into something. And so with the moon now supporting that energy, I feel like diplomacy and, you know, working with other people is going to be so easy on Friday, where you will have that opportunity to advance your agenda, and it's going to be right on par with the other person's agenda, and it's going to be simpatico. It's going to be very cohesive. It's going to be very cohesive. So I would say for this whole week, anyone that's feeling uncomfortable is going to be the person who's really resisting change, because there's so much supportive energy to accept change and to go with change, and it should be filled with so much optimism and happiness and support and goodwill for the people you love, and they should have goodwill for you, and everyone should be really feeling good and optimistic. So that's only going to be people's own issues that they're projecting out. That's going to be where the bad feelings are going to come from. So if you are feeling anything really negative or heavy this week, that is your trigger, that is your red flag, that's your red light siren to look at that. That is the issue you want to look at and figure out how it came to be and how that got there, and do your own, you know, investigative work. Observe how you're feeling, step outside of that ego. You know, you don't identify with those bad feelings, observe that you're having them, and then figure it out, because there's wonderful energy for that too. So it doesn't matter where you are. We're not making any judgments. You never want to do that. We would always rather understand than judge here on Watch Natalie. So that's your saving grace for that as well. So it's a good week in any case to either celebrate and rejoice and, you know, work with others to do what you want to do and make the changes that you want to make in that measured way, planned, organized, and also to work through anything that might be crunchy or in anyone else's life. You know, if you're making these big changes, you're following your intuition, you feel like it's really great for you, and someone else is really freaking out and they're like very unsupportive, and you just have to kind of like recognize that they're having a tweak out moment and just accept that about them. Accept they're tweaking out. That's their karma, it's their energy, you know? Okay, I guess okay. So on Saturday, we have the quarter moon in Libra, and we have that Libra moon squaring Pluto retrograding in Capricorn. Then the moon will ingress into Scorpio and then trine Jupiter retrograding in Pisces. I love this energy so much. Okay, so Saturday is going to be intense. Saturday, July 17th is going to be intense because Pluto has no other way of operating. Pluto doesn't know how else to be. Doesn't know how else to be. That's just like their MO. Usually when a Scorpio baby is born, there's been a death in the family, maybe like 6 months before, 6 months after, or within, you know, within that year, in the parents' lives, either the mother's life or the father's life. Or if it's not like a physical death, it's like someone loses their job, gets a new job. the house burns down. You know, it's like something intense though, very intense and dramatic. There's always with the Scorpio baby born with like a freaking, you know, crisis as well. So I'm digressing. So Saturday is going to be intense, Sun opposite Pluto. And so I'm telling you, you want to bottle up the good feelings Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to carry you into Saturday, because you want to be the power. You want to be the one that is, I don't want to say the most powerful person in the room, because people are going to project and think that I'm talking about something else. I'm not talking about money. I'm not talking about status. I'm not talking about fame or resources or looks or sexuality or I'm not talking about any. I'm talking about the spiritual power. Whenever I talk about power, I am always talking about spiritual power. I will make a little asterisk and say material power when I mean otherwise. So you want to be the most powerful person in the room, because you will want to be the person that has the most power over themselves, that understands themselves, that is the most self-aware, that is the most in control of your own energies. That is the way you really want to move through the whole world, is to be from that really, really, really self-understanding, self-empowered state, so that when you do see something that upsets you, you can observe that your adrenaline is pumping. You can observe that you are becoming angrier and angrier and angrier. Or you can observe that your jealousy is rising. Because when you get to that point and you can observe what you're feeling, that is where the spiritual power comes in to make a different choice, so that you are not acting on that fear, that anger, that rage, that jealousy, whatever it happens to be. And you're not suppressing your feelings. You're not oppressing your own, you know, you're not regressing. You're not like pushing it down and telling yourself and lying to yourself in that cognitive dissonance, like, oh, I'm not jealous, I'm not angry, I'm not upset, because that's going to be pushed down into your subconscious, and it's going to express itself in a way that you are not in control of. And it's going to create problems for you. And it's going to attract more of that crisis energy. So I'm telling you, Saturday, whatever you're doing Saturday, you're going to want, actually, it's kind of a, what was going on Saturday on the 10th of July? It's a little bit of that energy, whatever's going on Saturday the 10th, because the moon was in Cancer, new moon, and that was opposing Pluto retrograding in Capricorn. So you can expect to deal with the same themes of whatever you may have been feeling Saturday, July 10th. But it might be in a bigger way. It might be on a bigger stage, because that moon was new, it was dark. It was, you know, just forming, and you had a lot of helpful aspects that helping that opposition to Pluto be softer and to be more compassionate and empathetic. On Saturday, we have that same moon now in a tense aspect, and now in the sign of Libra. So it's challenging that new beginning. So it will challenge the goodwill and the good feeling and the compassion and the empathy and everything that was all rainbows and sunshine from the weekend before, and adding this Pluto Sun opposition, it's going to up the ante. It's going to really put your maturity, your spiritual maturity, to the test. So you have to take an action. You have to actually do something. This is a waxing, gaining in light quarter moon in Libra, very relationship oriented, very, if it's not like a love, romantic, sexual relationship, it's going to be diplomatic, political, something with your coworkers, your collaborators, and you will have to make a choice. You will have to make a decision. You'll have to take some action into the direction that you really want it to really end up in. You know, think about that end result that you want. So this Sun meeting Pluto in the sky could be really positive if you're both coming from a very mature, spiritually mature place, or it could be some sort of epic power struggle where your projections are fighting with each other, your egos are fighting with each other. Now, the Sun just had this beautiful softening of the ego on Wednesday with the Sun trining Neptune. You want to carry that energy into the weekend so that you're not blinded by your own ego. You're not blinded by your own sense of, you know, what other people think or your parents think, what, you know, whatever happens to be for you. So that's this. And on top of that, that moon, that quarter moon is going to challenge this beautiful new beginning that you started for yourself the weekend before. Also going to square this Pluto retrograding in Capricorn. So it's like the Sun and the moon are going to be in a tense connection with Pluto. And with Pluto retrograding in Capricorn, these are cardinal signs. This is like change has to happen. And so it might be stressful, but it's an opportunity to move beyond your fears, move beyond where you have fallen before, so that you can bring yourself to a very satisfying conclusion. And you're going to thank yourself later if you do the hard work now. You might have to just eat that ego a little bit. You might just have to remember the end goal, remember your bottom line, because that Sun in Cancer could be triggered, the possessiveness or the fears or the, whatever that happens to be. That Moon in Libra can be triggered, and, but it's going to be Pluto that has the power. It's going to be Pluto retrograding in Capricorn. So that you need to channel into the highest Capricorn energy, which is empowering other people, which is self-empowerment, which is maturity and measured success, measured growth, integrity. The bottom line has to be integrity. Or people are going to be channeling the lower vibration of that Capricorn energy and try to use other people's dependence on them as a means of control. Try to act against integrity, try to manipulate, especially financially, because it's Pluto and it's Capricorn. So it's really look out for the red flags. If anyone's giving you that manipulative energy, you walk. And that's your quarter moon decision, because you want to reject everything that is not in love, truth, and integrity, and let the clear it away in your life so that the cosmos can bring you what is in your vibration. So Saturday is going to be a big day. Friday, Saturday are going to be very big and transformative. So you get to choose. This is your own free will, independent life. You choose whether you're going to transform a situation to a higher expression, or if the transformation is going to be more of a devolving, disillusion, dismantling of something that you need to dismantle because it's not good for you, or it's not healthy, or it's not positive. So the transformation can go either way, and you will have to be, the deciders of that. Sunday, the 18th, the moon in Scorpio is going to trine Mercury in Cancer, square that Saturn in Aquarius, and oppose that. I told you guys in the beginning of the month, like every weekend in July is going to activate the change. So Sunday is a great day for transformative change, for enjoying it and getting to the root of it, because of that moon in Scorpio. It's got that plutonic energy to it. So it can be very sexual, it can be very sexually gratifying, very, enjoyable, but at the very least, it's going to be authentic. It's going to be very authentic. Trining that Mercury in Cancer, I feel like it's just going to be so great for personal insights. So any of the insights you're gaining Sunday, you can use it to fuel and direct the ongoing changes that you're making all of this year. December, January, February of this year, June, July of this year, and November, December 2021 later in this year. I'll talk about next Monday, the 19th, next week. It looks really good though. It looks really positive. So next week is going to be good. We have a full moon next week. This week is really, really beautiful. Stay optimistic, stay in love, stay inspired, stay creative, and stay curious spiritually, energetically, and you will be so surprised at what the universe brings in. Okay, so I love you guys. Take really good care. Have a beautiful week, and I will see you guys very soon. Until then, many beautiful blessings upon all of your beautiful heads, darlings. Mwah.